Hi guys, welcome to class. This is lesson 8 being assertive. So we're going to really focus on what assertive is and how to be assertive and kind of the formula that allows us to be assertive. We need to understand basic human rights that you believe should be respected. You're going to be asked to do this in one of your assignments, so keep that in mind. You're going to identify steps in responding assertively, and then you're going to practice being assertive in various situations. A lot of this is going to be independent work. In this lesson's fairly short today, but again, there's a lot of independent work that you're going to have to do with the assignments in order to get this done. Okay, so I'm just letting you know for ahead of time that this is going to be a lot of independent work. Okay, so keep a lookout for that. Again, you have until Friday to make sure you turn this in. All right. So let's get started. Our basic rights. Excuse me. It's important to human relationships. This is so key. By knowing our basic rights, it helps us understand our relationships with others and help defend our basic rights. Some basic rights that you've probably heard of before is like the right to bear arms. So that's essentially, being able to have a weapon, like a gun or something, a right to say no, and the right of freedom of speech. Over there in the little picture to your right, it says human rights. The right to assemble, association, movement, religion, speech, information, freedom of the press, thoughts, and education. Everybody having the access to public education. The press has the right to kind of say their information. People have the right to practice whatever religions they want to practice, assemble, and even practice to say what they need to say. If we do not know our basic rights as humans, it can be very hard for us to be assertive in our communication for ourselves and for others. So it is important for us to understand our basic rights and understand those rights. What happens though sometimes is we get kind of stuck in the idea of what our rights are, and then we get on the skewed line of when I cannot follow my basic rights and where that falls into. There is kind of a reason why we have respect for people of authority. For example, like respect for our parents, respect for our teachers, because there's things that they have. So we still need to be respectful to other people, but still also keeping in mind our rights when they're not being met, and also when they, they make us feel threatened. So our assert formula, it's ASSERT. A stands for attention. The first S stands for soon, simple, and short. S is for specific behavior. E is the effect on me. R is the response, and T is the terms. So let's talk about what that means. So A for attention. Before you can solve your problem, you must first get other people to agree to listen to you. You need to find a time or place or method in which helps focus the attention on you. S for soon, simple, and short. When possible, speak up as soon as you realize your rights have been violated. Look at the person in the eye and make the comments to the point, simple and short, okay? The other S is specific behaviors. You need to focus on the behavior the person used and that compromised your rights. Not the person, him or herself, or like what they did to you necessarily, but why that made you feel attacked. This tells exactly, it tells the person what exactly behavior disturbed you. E is the effects on me. Share the feelings you experience as a result of this person's behavior. I get angry when, or I feel frustrated when you do. Like, these are very assertive comments, and there will be some more information and resources of the ways you can be assertive with people, and so that you can explain the effects on me. Our response. Describe your preferred outcome and what would you like to see happen instead, and ask for some feedback on it. It's important, both of those things there's very key importances to it. It's important to let people know that what you would have liked to see happen when you get in an argument with somebody, and also ask for their feedback. It's important to hear, can that person meet that need or not? Are you asking something that's completely unreasonable, or are you asking for something reasonable? Terms. If all goes well, you may be able to make an agreement with other person on how to handle the situation in the future. Again, you may have to agree to disagree. or simply come as an impasse. Sometimes there's situations where no agreements can be reached, um, and even if you accomplish your goal. So, but it's important that you assert yourself with dignity. I'm going to give you a little quick example of kind of how this happened. When I was a teenager, there was a friend of mine, and what happened is she was communicating with me about things she was going to be doing, and then what happened is she ended up not being where she said she was. And for me, although it might have been a miscommunication, what I did is I brought it to the attention. Um, I made sure that it was soon. I said, hey, we need to talk about this. I made it simple and short. I was very specific to the behaviors and what she did that and how it affected me and why I felt that way. I expressed what I would like her to do in the future. And to be honest, we had to agree to disagree. She didn't feel the same way I did, and that's okay. And the hard part was is that it hurt me for a little while, but I just learned to understand that she saw the situation in a completely different way, even though that's how I felt about it. But I stayed true to the assertive response so that when we left that conversation, I felt fine afterwards because I respectfully and openly expressed how I felt about the whole situation. And the thing was, is this person was very defensive and had a lot of excuses as to why they did what they did. And although I didn't agree with it, we had to agree to disagree in order to move on. And although that may have compromised maybe that relationship with that person, it it just helped me understand a little bit more about what my needs were, but also being able to stay true to these things. So, although she had a different perspective on that, you're going to run into this. And the reason why I wanted to share this one with you is because you're going to have situations like this. You can follow this assertive formula. It doesn't always mean you're going to have a positive outcome. You're more likely to because you're following these steps. However, the other person, we can't control how the other person responds. We can't control what the other person chooses to do, but we can control our feelings and how we deal with situations and how we confront people. And if we stay assertive and follow this formula, then we know that we did something in a more positive way and that we're staying true to what our needs are and being assertive in a very productive way. All right, your next steps. Like I said, this was a short video. You're going to complete the lesson 8 assignments. You're going to respond to the discussion post, lesson 8 assertive responses. After you do this, you just make sure it is all uploaded by Friday. Again, this is very student-led lesson today. If we were in class, you would be doing a lot of work with this. So you're going to be given some scenarios and things like that in your assignment that you're going to have to go ahead and be able to come up with assertive responses. So go ahead and get to work. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a great day.